Making this YouTube video for session 3 of the convention to talk about diversity. My name is Bevlee Watford. I am the president of the American Society for Engineering Education. The concept of diversity often makes people a little uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this off with a story of something that happened to me when we were building a house. And one of the things I always wanted in a house was a pass-through from the kitchen into the dining room so that I could, pass the plates through. I just thought that was kind of cool. So the builder was making one for me, and my husband and I went out there one weekend when they were building the house, and I walked into the kitchen looking at my pass-through, and I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So I called my husband in, and he stood next to me. He's like, what's wrong? It looks great. And I called the builder in, and Bob was standing there next to me and my husband, and he's like, what's the problem? I said, you guys obviously don't understand the fact that I am 5'2", and the lower part of this pass-through is somewhere around 5'5", and I can't see a daggone thing through the window. They started laughing because it was obvious that what they hadn't taken into account was the fact that I'm a little shorter than most normal people. That is a very clear example of why you need to have people with different characteristics, different backgrounds, different perspectives. It's not always diversity in terms of gender and race, although that often is what we focus on. It's more in terms of the differences, the different experiences, the different perspectives that people bring to a situation. It gives us a more thorough analysis of the problem. So I think that in engineering in particular, it's very important that we have diverse perspectives, people who can look at a situation from their point of view and see things that you might not necessarily see from your point of view. So I think, as I said, I think that's a challenge. We don't have enough people in the profession of engineering representing different backgrounds, and we can't always rely on them to give us the information that we need. So I think that it is a real challenge that we are going to have to start thinking from other people's perspectives and thinking from other people's viewpoints, and we need to teach our students how to do that. What we're doing with ASEE in terms of diversity in engineering is that we have a very, very strong diversity committee, probably about 12 to 15 members from across the different divisions and organizations within ASEE, and they have been working on selecting diversity papers, identifying papers that address diversity within the conference, scheduling sessions, and things like that. So they've been very, very active as a committee. We also just recently held a conference called the Connected Conference, CONECD. It was held in DC. It was a joint operation between ASEE, the Minorities in Engineering Division, the Women in Engineering Division, and two external organizations, WEPAN, the Women in Engineering Proactive Network, and NAMEBA, which is the National Association of Multicultural Engineering Program Advocates. And this conference, it actually went extremely well. We had over 350 people, but the theme of the conference was diversity, and again, not just race and gender, but we started looking at, we wanted people to consider issues for people with disabilities. We want to consider issues for first generation and low income students, students from the LGBTQ community, veterans. So we're really trying to look at all of the different things that make us unique and that bring diversity to our engineering profession. So the last thing I'll mention is that for the annual conference this year, again, in trying to hear the voices of the different constituencies within ASEE, we've scheduled 6 different roundtables, leadership roundtables. So we will have, these will be moderated sessions where people can come and there is a particular topic to be discussed. So for example, we're having one on people with disabilities, and the idea is how can ASEE better support our community of individuals who have disabilities and who are members of the engineering profession. What should we be doing? So we're really trying as an organization to not just welcome these people within our community, but to hear their voice and to figure out how can we best serve them. So those are just some of the things that we're doing at ASEE. Thank you.